I've probably done my fair share of mountain bike races in the last 20 years. I've made a lot of mistakes, that's for sure. But I'm going to give you some tips on how to approach your first race. So the first thing to do really is try and prepare physically, so try and identify the demands of that race, and maybe this might inform you into the type of race you do if this is your first ever event. If you're a fitter rider, then maybe think about heading out and do a cross-country race. Maybe your skills are really good, but maybe you're not quite so fit, then maybe go for downhill. So try and identify these demands as early as possible, try and get as fit as you can, try and ride as much as you can. That's going to make your life easier, but probably going to make your first race more fun as well. What about the mental approach to racing? Often people come apart at the seams when it comes to race time and time to go. How do you try and stop this? Well, everyone gets nervous, people try and prove something to their mates or whatever, but just relax and ride like you know how. It will disappear with a bit of practice, but you'll also know how to recognise it and deal with it. Maybe try to recreate the race situation. Maybe time it if you're racing downhill and try and put a bit of pressure on yourself. I know loads of people who are super fast on Strava, or at a race where you can do as many runs as you want, but many of them can't back it up if you only have one go and the pressure is on, so try and practice this. Now it's time to enter the race, which is pretty easy to do nowadays. Get online, look on Facebook, look on websites, there's loads of information out there. Find a race you know you can compete in, so maybe don't go for an epic 400-kilometre challenge if you're new to riding. In the UK, there's a good range of races catering for the top pros who want to race downhill, cross-country and marathon, but there's also grassroots cross-country, downhill and enduro racing. You might need to travel to the bigger events like the Enduro World Series or World Cups, but you'll need to qualify for these first by racing locally and nationally. Do your research online and speak into riding mates. You can learn a lot from riders with experience, but don't take it all for gospel. Some people love to tell a war story from a dramatic race, like how they were T-boned off a cliff at the Mega Avalanche. At a lot of races, for every super serious race ahead that's there's another person who's there just for the experience and won't risk life and limb to beat everyone. Even check out YouTube for previous headcams of the race to learn about it. Right, now you know the event, you know what to expect, and you're working towards getting ready mentally and physically, it's time to make sure you have the right equipment and your bike is up to it. Again, read the race website, there should be a list of compulsory and recommended kit. For example, downhill races often make full face helmets, back protectors, gloves and knee pads compulsory, or maybe just recommend some of it. Same with enduro, some series have full face helmets as a must. And don't forget to take spares for your bike. So I like to make sure I'm super prepared at races and take spare everything really. I take my full kit bag. You never know if maybe practice is going to be wet, so you get through loads of that. I'm at an enduro race, so I've got a couple of options. I've got my bum bag, camelback, and I've got my bigger one. That's the one with the back protector, that's the Kudu. I'm going to take that one today because I'm also taking spares, so a spare tube. I've got some bars and gels in there, I've got some water. I've also got a bottle on my bike, but it's a super hot day today, so I've probably got about 2 litres of water. I've also got my mini camera. If you can, take a mechanic with you to help you out, fix your bike. And then spares, I've got things that I might need. You know, you never know if there's gonna be a shop near the race where you might need to pick up extra bits. So I've got a chain, got some tubular sealant, got a couple of tubes, things like lubes, spare brake pads, and all the tools to look after my bike. So pumps, shock pump, first aid kit, never know when you might need that, and spare tyres. Try and make sure your bike is prepared before the race. There's nothing more frustrating than spending your money on entries, fuel, accommodation, food, and then your bike letting you down. So I really checked this bike over before I came here. It's race day today, and I did some practice yesterday. I rode 4 of the stages. So again, I'll check the bike over afterwards. I actually had a couple of loose bolts on it. And it's good to do that after that practice. Don't do it in the morning of the race because you might find something wrong and then it's too late. So try and keep on top of your bike. Check the most common things really, like, you know, your tyres, check the sidewalls, check the chain, lube it up, and you're ready to go. Time to fuel up and prepare for the race. If you're doing an endurance race, then you need to carry some food. So just make sure you plan this ahead and even practice what food you're going to take, just to make sure it doesn't disagree with your stomach. So there you go, guys, there's a few tips on how to do your first race. Don't be too nervous, everyone's got to start somewhere and we all mess it up, so get entered and hopefully have some fun. If you want to see the video of me racing the Hard Rock Enduro, click to the left of the screen for that one. And for an older one, me racing Andy's Pacifico in Chile a couple of years ago, click to the right. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you love racing mountain bikes.